What is up, everybody? Hope all is well. This is your boy Stevie Mac. Hey, wait, hit the like button before you scroll because I know you don't listen to my stuff. I bullshit to the side though. Like button, notification button, hit the subscription button, man. I'd very much appreciate every listen, every like, man. Uh, but man, I appreciate you taking the time out to listen to me either in your house, or in your car, you know what I mean, or just walking around in the park or something, you know what I mean. But today's message, is something that hit me personally. Not something that I planned, but something that showed me how God works even in the little stuff. So as you know, if you listen, you know what I mean. Last week I messed up my shoulder when I was working out. Nothing serious. I just pulled a muscle probably, but it was enough to slow me down. And if you know me, I don't like slowing down, because either I'm at the gym or I'm at work or I'm trying to get this clothing brand off the ground, Christ Flex, or, I'm trying to handle stuff at the house, you know what I mean? But I got a lot on my plate, but, it's not complaining, you know what I mean? It's just, I have a lot going on. But this little pull, man, made me pause, man, because I felt a little stiff, I felt a little off. I had to decide: do I rest when, or do I move different? Do I go to the gym or do I stay home? So I chose to go back to the gym. You know what I mean? Not to lift heavy, not to push my limits. You know what I mean? I went back to be consistent. I had to stay moving. I had to be honest. I needed to show up for myself. You know what I mean? Because sometimes showing up is the hardest part. I walked in today knowing that it was a full strength. I warmed up slower. I paid attention to how my body felt, and that quiet moment made me realize this isn't just about physical pain. This is about how I handle setbacks in general. You know what I mean? And that's when I was just sitting there, and a Bible verse popped in my head. It was Romans 5, verse 3 through 5. It says, "We rejoice in our sufferings because suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces character, and character produces hope." So for you, those of you in the back, it's Romans 5, verses 3 through 5, says, "We rejoice in our suffering because suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces character, and character produces hope." That hit me, because this little pull muscle, man, it reminded me that even in pain, it has a purpose. You know what I mean? And if you want to dig deeper in it, you know what I mean. It's I used to think progress meant lifting more, moving faster, always doing more, but I learned that slowing down doesn't mean falling behind. Sometimes slowing down is where growth happens. You know what I mean? And when I gave God space in that moment, when I stopped trying to rush back to try to get back normal, I felt peace. I felt purpose. You know what I mean? This shoulder pain showed me that I don't have to be perfect to make progress. And I want you to hear that as well. You know what I mean? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be 100%. God works with what you got in the here and now. You know what I mean? Like I said, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be at 100%. God can work with you for what you got right now. Hey, that's what my clothing brand's about. You know what I mean? It's not about looking tough. You know what I mean? It's about having faith when it's hard. The lion on our gear is not just for show. It's not just for power. It's the reminder to lead with strength, also with your heart. You know what I mean? You can be bold and still be healing. You can be on fire for God and still be in season of recovery. That's where real strength shows up. You know what I mean? In the comeback. So maybe right now you're in a tough spot. Maybe something has thrown you off. Maybe an injury, a situation at home, stress at your job, or feeling like you're worn out. I want you to know it's okay to slow down. You know what I mean? It's okay to take a step back. But as long as you don't give up, man, don't give up. Healing takes time. Growth happens in quiet seasons, and God does some of His best work when you're not trying to do it all on your own. You know what I mean? Um, like I said, I didn't plan this message, but I believe someone needed to hear this. We get caught up trying to stay strong for everybody else, but God's not asking for perfection. He's asking for your trust. The gym days wasn't that today's gym day wasn't about reps or weight. It was about faith. It's about saying, God, I'm still here, I'm still trying, and I trust you're still working even while I'm healing. You know what I mean? Um, you just got. Hey, I tell you what, I didn't even think it was going to hit hard today, but hey, this message is it's pretty good. You know what I mean? But thanks for tuning in today. I hope this encourages you like it encouraged me. Don't stop showing up. Don't stop trusting in God in the middle of your struggles. You're still being built, even if it feels slow. Hey, stay consistent, stay faithful, stay grounded, stay blessed. I love you, and like always, take care, my friend. I see you later. Bye.